What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Nightmare's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Cang Toys Ravage, otherwise known as Huntpow. Feels like it should be Huntpaw, and that's just right off the hip. But anyway, this is on loan to me from Robert D. Of course, what other maniac would buy this? And he sent it my way, and I'll be honest with you, it's been sitting in my basement for almost a month because I've just been beat over the head with these like next to impossible transformations over the course of 2024. It's really taken the fun out of a lot of this for me, to be honest. So I've just put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off. And today is time to pay the piper. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, but in order to do so, we need to start with accessories. Now, he comes with two sets of these. So what you see here times two. It's an assortment of missiles. We have two gray ones that are just cut right off the sprue, a smaller and longer, all sculpted nicely. Then we have two white ones that are painted, and the red tip is painted on there as well, and sculpted nicely once again. And you have them in this assortment. You also have this armature. And as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, and then 2 options here for a set of 2 tabs at the end of that. And if you align all of those and use those to your advantage, you'll be able to plug them all in to this armature. Okay? The white ones are painted, so it's a little bit of a tighter fit getting them to go in, so to speak, but otherwise good to go. Then you can take this whole template here. You've got 2 circles that they correspond to those, and then 1 tab that corresponds there, and trying to get all 3 is doable, but you'll probably have some stuff come undone. We'll talk about that during the transformation, but there it is. That works well. He comes with a display base. It's quite nice. It can plug in a number of different ways. So there's 2 tabs there, corresponding tabs and slots. You can have it on this side. You can have it on the opposite side. You can have it this way, this way. The world is legitimately your oyster. There's a tray on both that you can use to store your accessories. And here is the car on top of it. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about jet mode? Well, I got news for you. They included this armature. It tabs in right here. If you rotate that section up, spin it, rotate that section down, rotate this armature up, rotate this armature forward, spin that, rotate this, and then flip this out. You can use these 2 tabs, pegs into these 2 pegs here. But as you'll see, it's difficult to kind of get them exactly where they need to be. But I can get one in, and that will actually hold the weight fairly well. I'm holding the bottom of it. Let me see if I can. There you go. So, you know, there's something. You'll see in the transformation, it's hard to get it 100% correct. And lastly, he comes with a set of 3 gold coins. 1 for the car, 1 for the jet, and 1 for the panther. So, there you go. A couple of magic coins for you. And let's have a look at car mode. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. It does roll. The wheels are painted silver. It has this nice metallic gray finish on it. The windows are painted with like almost a reflective black. Looks magnificent. We have, I can't tell if these are rubber, or they might be rubber, or if maybe a softer plastic. Either way is fine, perfectly fine. We have the front, we have this license plate here with the pad printed paint on it, plus that G that's sculpted and painted. We have the gold accents around the different portions of black onyx metallic for the front grille itself. I mean, the underside is clean as a whistle. The rear, we have another license plate. We have translucent red accents. It's a beautiful, beautiful alt mode. Beautiful. Let me give you an idea what it looks like next to Tiger Tracks, because it's not a little vehicle either. And the movie stuff, I think this is supposed to be inspired by maybe a movie design. I'm not sure. I know there's not an actual movie design that fits this. I thought it was like a what if scenario, kind of similar to what Dreamstar Toys is doing with their aerial bots. I'm not sure if I've got that right or wrong, to be honest with you, but it's the best I've got. But I mean, a significant alt mode, significant in terms of its size and its presence. It's really, really, really well done. Let's get it transformed, shall we? So open up this panel here. You want to spin it and rotate it up and over on top of the wing, and then take the wing and rotate the wing out. There's a lot of the wing tucked in there, so just be cautious. So we're going to do this again. Up and over on top of the wing. We're going to rotate the wing out and be mindful of this piece. And then we're going to disconnect the back from the front. All right, the rear fender, you've got to disconnect, bring down, and then rotate outwards. And then you need to separate these two panels here. Sorry about that. So that we can get... Why is this not... There we go. And I've already disconnected all of this. So this tire needs to spin to the inside, and then this piece actually needs to rotate up and in, and then the dog paws need to turn around, and then this piece comes over and tabs back in to the leg itself. Okay, so I'll try to show you better on this. I'll do my best here. Rotate out. Rotate out. We need to separate these two pieces. And then spin at the tire. The paws are tabbed in two places. There we go. Tuck them in. And then bring that other piece around that the paw was tabbed into and tab it back in to the leg itself. All right, you can get the tail out from underneath, and we need to disconnect this so that the rear section here flips up and over and then sits back down on top. And then open up the tail and rotate your legs down. All right, let's free up the front section. So we got to get this panel out. Same for this one. I purposely didn't cut my nails last night because I was like, you're probably going to need them for this. There. Yikes. There. Good night. All right, but we're doing okay. So then this piece, you want to untab the front license plate and then flip down and then spin out all of this stuff. All right, so obviously we got to get these paws on the opposite side, right? So disconnect them from this piece. The paws need to come around that side. And then I think that's okay there. And then this blue or blue-gray piece needs to come to the front, and then just sort out the dog paws till they make anatomic sense. All right, and then we're going to do the same on the other side, where we're going to disconnect the arm from the front fender. We're going to swing the arm towards the front, and we're going to swing, and these actually, I think these need to face back. Maybe I'm wrong about that. If I am, I'll fix it later. All right, so that needs to come up and over. Sheesh. And then rotate that piece around. Okay, and then bring the arms down here. And we want to rotate that blue-gray piece to the front. And then make sure our paws are anatomically correct. And then we have two paws facing the front. We're going to remove the head from this section. You'll notice that these two windows here accordion in. And then bring down the head of the animal here. Spin that around, right? Because it needs to face forward. It has two ears. You can go ahead and get them into position. And then it has this like landing gear, but it's connected to this jaw piece. And as you can see, the jaw is not facing the proper way. So we need to spin that around. And then the landing gear needs to go, I guess like that. Then you want to collapse these two pieces and rotate the head down. And then this gray section here has two tabs, and just line it up the best you can to form the kind of neck around the animal. Take this piece, move it up, take this whole cockpit here, and get this out of your way, that little piece there, so that you can spin the cockpit and bring it back down, collapse this underneath, collapse this. You can rotate that back down. And then we need to make sure you collapse this section on top, like sandwich it. There's two tabs here and here that correspond to those two slots. And then this comes down to the front, but it has to fit over top of that. And then this gray piece comes down and tabs into the front, securing the neck. Rotate the wing out, and then rotate your door in. You want to fold in the window. And then that comes down like this. There's a panel here that you want to flip up, and then you can get the wing on that side, and as you close that joint back in, it'll move the door into the right location. Silly. So here's another piece. We're going to flip this panel out. We're going to rotate the wing out to that side. We're going to move our door. We're going to fold the window in as we do. This joint is going to begin to fold down. And then once you there it is. So now you have the two doors angled in, the two joints that connect to the wings sitting over top, holding it in place, and the wings on top of the cat. Then you just want to bring your wings down. This piece flips up and this piece flips over. And same for this side. This piece flips up. This piece flips over. And then this is supposed to sit underneath here to kind of keep tension, I believe. And then you angle your shoulder blades on both sides. And I mean, I'll clean it up. We'll take a look at it. So there it is. I did mess with it a good bit to try to get like the hips to sit lower and stuff. So it fixed some of the aesthetic issues, but certainly not all. I don't know, man. I don't think this is effective. I don't think it looks enough like a cat. And I feel like arguably this is the most important mode. You know, so you have articulation, right? You have the swivel, you have a elbow, an ankle with a rocker and a tilt. And the same kind of goes for the rear, but like I'm scared to mess with this too much because it's like it doesn't want to really stay together. Same back here. You swivel out or around rather, elbow, and then an ankle joint with a rocker for the toes. I mean, I don't know, dude. Maybe this is what some people want. You know? But it certainly wouldn't be anything I would want. But yeah, there it is. It's a mess. What are we talking about? It's a mess. Why am I trying to be nice? It's a mess. I didn't make it. It's a mess. There it is next to MMC's Ravage, to give you an idea. It's huge. It's got that going for it. Okay. So we're going to unfurl this whole section. And we're going to rotate 180 so that the jet pieces start to line up. You can get the wings out to the side as well. And let's see. So wings. And what else do we want to do? Oh, fold these in here, these windows, and then fold the windows in. And then you're going to tab in this tab onto that port there to solidify that. This tail, it needs to compress as well. As you can see, that didn't hold there. And I think it's just like this. Yeah, because there's a female and a male and a female and a male. There. Okay. I'll get this. There you go. The weight's going to pull against it. We'll get it. All right, take the jaw. We're going to spin that back around. Tuck that back in. And then I forget which way this wheel goes. Maybe like this. I can't remember. And what do we got to do here? So these have to come up. We can untab it from the bottom here. And they rotate in. All this needs to get compressed. So this comes up and over. This piece here is on a slider. That'll give you your clearance. There. And then this comes down. This comes down. This comes over. This comes over. We got to unlock the doors so you can lift these tabs up, or these flaps here. You want to free up that joint. Same on this side. Free up that joint. Which will allow you to move the canopy out. And this, I think, needs to rotate all the way through, but I am getting jammed up. Why is that? Is it because of these? Let's rotate these and see if that makes any difference whatsoever. Oh, it didn't break though. It just popped off. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take that as a sign to stop and regroup, and I'm gonna put that piece back on. Let's finish off the nose cone. Flip this piece open, or the canopy, the front of the jet, let's just say that. And then flip this piece out. Flip, nope, not yet. On this side, flip in your license plate, and then you can rotate that piece down. Make sure all that's lined up as nice as you can. And then on this piece, we're going to compress all this. Make sure your dog ears are in, your landing gear is out, all that stuff is right. And we're going to compress this in and get this piece up and over and lock in together to kind of seal it off. Then bring these pieces that are like the doors. You got to untab them, which is what is causing me grief at the moment. All right, up and over, and the window comes up, and we're going to meet it on the opposite side with the opposite window. Then we need to get the wings in position. So sort them out, right? It'll be pretty obvious where they go. And then this can come back onto that. All right, so same on this side. We're going to flip the wing down, down. That needs to flip around to the other side so that it can tab in. I don't know why. Oh, because I don't have this piece down. Make sure that piece is down. All right, I'm gonna go step by step on this first leg. So we're gonna open this die cast piece here so that we can move the dog paws out of the way. Then fold that in, and then fold that up. That needs to come down and sit just like that. Spin at your ankle, and then spin at the ball peg there so that it sits just like that, is what you're looking for. I don't know if you want to take a screenshot or something, but that is what you're looking for. And then this needs to come up and over. So let's get the other one like that. So open this up, move the leg out of the way, fold that in, and then fold this up. And once again, we need to have this down. And I need to look at what I've done here. Spin, spin at the ankle, and then at the ankle again. Right. And then spin the paws, so that you kind of compress that the best you can. All right, so then these black armatures that are connected to here need to kind of go on the other side of the wheel and then fold in to sit inside of this little space there where we put the window up. And then this comes down over top. So same on this side. This comes up and over. The black armature comes to the other side of the tire and then sits in the middle against the window, and then these pieces sit on top. And it's just not fun or easy, and I still don't have it quite right, but I'll keep messing with it and get it tight, and we'll come back and realign. Now, fold these wings up here, just make life a little easier for you. And we're going to slide on this slider here and grab a hold of there. And then this wing comes down and out. And I'll clean all this up, but then this comes down and tabs into there, right? So same on this side. Slide. That piece comes down and grabs on. This piece flips up and over. And then your wings come down and grab a hold of that. That's the motions of it. I will fight with it so you don't have to struggle through that watching it. Now we're going to work on getting these bottom feet into position. So this needs to come up and over, and the legs need to face the other way. So let's figure out how we're going to do that. So they need to swing out this way. On both sides. Right? And then you need to do some undoing and redoing. So untab this, extend your leg, take this wheel, push it through to the opposite side, collapse this back again, and tab it back in. Now we need to configure it, and we want it to look like this. Turn the ankle 180, turn the dog paws 180, tuck that up, and that's what we're looking for. And then you're going to bend this fender bends around it. All right, so we're going to do that again. Untab, unfurl. We need to get this wheel through to the other side. Needs to clear the wraparound piece. This folds back in. Right? Yep. And then, why is that eating me up? this comes around and grabs a hold of that again. And then we're going to spin at the ankle 180 and spin at the dog paws 180. Dog paws rotate up. And then we're split the fender. The fender wraps around. And it may not look it, but we're pretty much at the final steps. So we're going to bring these in. There's these tabs here on the side of the ankles. There's a tab here at the base of the bumper. The ankles tab into that female spot right there. Just the bumper tabs in. I'm not going to waste too much of your time with that. Same for the other side. We'll just say I've got it. And then your tail comes up, tabs into the back there. And there's a tab here that tabs into the rear wing. Clean it all up and you're done. I'll clean it all up, not to waste your time. We'll take a look at it. And I think that's as good as I'm going to get it, which is fair, I think. So the top part of it looks great, right? Like the sculpted details, the paint accents, the red markings, the silver markings, the canopy here opens up. You got the seats that are done up in there. Little touches, right? Like the little pieces that are clipped, little, pointer things on the side here. But underneath, it just looks like a car sitting up under. I don't know what the goal was with this piece. Because aside from the car, I don't think they got anything right. Like, this is close. And I guess objectively, it's impressive how much it does. And like I said, mine isn't 100% right, but I challenge you to get closer. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It looks like a good jet shell sitting over leftover parts from a car from a junkyard. And there it is with Tiger tracks to give you an idea of size. And even like the landing gear and stuff, and like I said, I may not have it quite right, but I feel like that wheel should sit down like that one a little bit more, and I could probably mess with it and get it closer, but every time you mess with it, 16 other parts come untabbed that you got to fix. I just don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on any of this. When Robert said this to me, he was like, "Can you please send it back to me in car mode?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." And I'm sure I understand why now, because the car mode is the only thing worth looking at. Final thoughts-wise, let's start with the negatives. So this is another one of those transformations that we've been seeing more and more of recently, where not everything tabs in. Certain parts just sort of lay up against other parts and they're meant to stay there. Problem is, it doesn't always work. The nice thing about Transformers is that stuff rotates, tabs in, stays locked in. Then you move the next piece and can use that piece against it to your advantage in order to get stability to tab that piece, and so on and so forth. A lot of this new age stuff that's out there is just messy. It just is intended for one piece to just sit up against another piece in the hope that the end result resembles some sort of shape that is at least reminiscent of the goal. It's happening more and more. But on top of that, you go through all that work, energy, and effort to get it into the two modes, and the two other modes don't look as good as the mode it comes in. It's the classic old line, right? Triple changers, you usually sacrifice one mode. Except here we sacrifice two. It often seems like with stuff like this, at the level that this is performing at engineering-wise, it's one of those Jurassic Parks, too busy being occupied with whether or not you could to debate whether or not you should. So you add on top of that the Puma mode, which is just worthless, doesn't look good. The articulation is there, but it performs weird due to the shape and dynamics of the figure. And then the Jet mode looks like it's hiding a car underneath it. So yeah, we're not hiding a robot underneath it anymore because there's no robot. So we decided to hide a car instead. I don't know, just a mess. Moving on to the positives, it's painted beautifully in typical Cang Toys fashion. The car mode looks amazing. The accessories are cool and work appropriately. I love the display stand, and the missiles add something to it as well. It's objectively impressive what it does, but it's not impressive how it does it. Strong pass from me. Waste. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.